fans, this is Mick Karch. Another exciting hour of championship wrestling brought to you by West 4 Wrestling Promotions and the National Wrestling Alliance. Let's go right to ringside right now. We're all set to go with great wrestling action. Let's go to the ring.
All right, wrestling fans, more great NWA action coming up, sanctioned by the West 4 Wrestling Alliance. This match slated for one fall, introducing first in the corner to my left, from Winnipeg at 210 pounds, Rick Jones. Rick Jones. His opponent hails from parts unknown at 305 pounds, the Vigilante. The Vigilante. Wayne Bremner is the referee, down to Mick Karch and Ted Stevens ringside.
305 pounds of Vigilante going after Rick Jones.
No time
right
lost
off the
here.
bat. Oh!
Rick Jones out on the floor.
He hit that hip right on the floor, and he won't walk right for a week.
And the
Vigilante. There goes the table. Ladies and gentlemen, there goes our table. I feel like I'm broadcasting from the Leaning Tower of Pisa right now. I don't know if we've got a leg on the table, if I have a leg left. This man is completely out of his mind. We lost our TV monitor, we lost the bell, we lost everything, and Rick Jones may lose his life at the rate this is going.
Vigilante has lost control. He's got completely berserk.
This man is an absolute madman. Look at him hammering away. There's about a 100-pound weight difference here. He's using it to great advantage. Oh! Caught him right across the midsection with the clothesline. You don't see that very often. Took all the starch out of Rick Jones.
Rick Jones seems stars right now, let me tell you. As the big man, Vigilante, goes to work on Rick Jones.
Rick Jones is making a very feeble attempt at an offense here. It's like throwing a rubber ball against a block of cement. He's bouncing right off of the Vigilante, and again, oh, Mr. Jones through the ropes and onto the concrete floor. It's going to be a very long night or a very short night, depending on how you want to look at it, for Mr. Jones. Vigilante took a kick at him and missed. That's all Rick Jones needs, is just one extra boot. That'd be kind of overkill at this point. An unbelievable beating being administered here by the Vigilante on 210-pound Rick Jones, who's trying valiantly to fight back. I'm surprised he's got anything left. He fired about 6 or 7 forearm shots. Didn't phase the Vigilante at all. And one shot by the big man, the 305-pounder, sent Mr. Jones sprawling once again.
Rick Jones not too impressed with his opponent tonight, and you can see why. As right now, Vigilante picking him up and dropping him on that top rope.
He hung him right over the top rope, picked him up like he weighed 5 pounds. You hate to use the word mismatch, Ted, but I think in this case that's exactly what we've got. Rick Jones has offered very little in the way of offense against the Vigilante, who drops the big leg across the chest. Oh, come on. Good night. That's it, ladies and gentlemen. That's the end of it. The Vigilante makes quick and devastating work over Rick Jones. Wow. We'll be right back.
Eight o'clock at the Winnipeg Arena, and what a card they put together from promoter Tony Condello. Central States champ Bulldog Bob Brown returns against King Kong Bruiser Brody in a lumberjack fight. The ring will be surrounded by the other wrestlers. Should either man be thrown out of the ring, they'll be put back into the ring until a winner is declared. 8 o'clock, October the 22nd, Winnipeg Arena. Get your tickets now at select-to-seat locations, and don't forget senior citizens and children under 12 admitted at half price. We also have some more big big news for you fans. Prior to the wrestling match that evening, we have some gentlemen who have issued a challenge to promoter Tony Condello, and I'm going to ask them to come in here right now. We have Chris and John, the owners of Pasquale's Restaurant at 204 Osborne in the Osborne Street Village. Gentlemen, what can you tell me about this challenge?
We're challenging these wrestlers to come down and eat spaghetti against our champ. Right, Chris?
That's right, John.
Chris, what can you tell us about your champion? Because, you know, those wrestlers are pretty big fellas with healthy appetites.
Nothing. They can't touch this guy. He's too hot.
He's too hot.
He's too hot.
He's tough.
You'll eat him under the table.
And the spaghetti at Pasquale's, tell me about that.
Oh, it's hot.
It's hot.
It's real hot.
And you know, fans, we have something else for you that day. It's starting around 4 o'clock in the afternoon, October the 22nd, prior to the big card at the Winnipeg Arena. And the first 50 people coming down to witness that spaghetti eating contest will get tickets to the big card that evening. Gentlemen, anything more you'd like to add for our fans this afternoon?
That's all.
Just bring a stretcher. They're going to need a stretcher.
All right, it should be a real battle and a big battle at the arena as well. 8 o'clock, get your tickets at Select a Seat. More action coming up.
Action fans, let's go right up to the ring.
All right, wrestling fans, more great action coming up now on NWA Wrestling. Introducing first in the corner to my left, weighing in at 250 pounds from Dallas, Texas, Red Tyler. Red Tyler. His opponent from the Dog Creek Indian Reservation at 280 pounds, Tomahawk Bruce Swan. Dave Goebel is the referee. Down to Mick Karch, ringside.
Well, the man who loves himself, Red Tyler, the Ripper, in there with Tomahawk, Bruce Swan. And Mr. Tyler may have bitten off a little bit more than he can chew in this one. 280 pounds of Tomahawk into a nice hammerlock. Nice reversal by Tomahawk Bruce Swan. And Ripper Red Tyler seeks the safety of the ring ropes and the ring apron, forcing the break of the hold.
And Tomahawk Bruce Swan looking in pretty good shape, wouldn't you say?
Tomahawk is built close to the ground. He carries a lot of weight, but he's very, very stocky individual, very powerful, deceivingly so. And in the ring right now, he's got another man who is very powerful and very visibly powerful, Ripper Red Tyler.
Red Tyler, very athletic.
And again, Mr. Tyler choosing the easy way out rather than figure a way out of the hold by some scientific wrestling maneuver. The ropes were within proximity, and out he went. Collared elbow into the armbar now by Bruce Swan, working on that wrist, and already look at that wrist. The forearm turning white as the Tomahawk applies the pressure. Red Tyler taken down to the canvas by Tomahawk Bruce Swan. And again, Bruce Swan, 280 pounds, right on top of Ripper Red Tyler for a count of 2, not quite a count of 3. Both men on their feet, ready to go. Oh! Clubbing forearm to the back. I'm sure you heard that on a knee lift administered by Red Tyler. He's turning it on now. Bruce Swan down on the canvas. There's a boot to the midsection as Tyler continues to work on the Tomahawk into the turnbuckles and now strangling the big man over the top rope. Referee calling for the break right away.
Must be difficult for Red Tyler to go to work at such a big man, Bruce Swan.
Well, you know, I'm sure it is, Ted, but obviously Red Tyler, well trained in all aspects of wrestling, leverage, and of course, as we mentioned, the rough style. And he right now is manhandling, surprisingly, Tomahawk Bruce Swan, delivering an elbow right to the pectoral area, and the Tomahawk is in trouble. Like him or not, like his tactics or not, Ripper Red Tyler, very, very aggressive in that ring, gets better all the time. And he's destined for big things in professional wrestling. I don't think there's any question about that. But again, easy way out. Foot over the rope, forcing the break. Collared elbow hook up and a rake of the eyes by Red Tyler. And a clubbing forearm to the shoulder blade. And a second. And Bruce Swan, the Tomahawk, down to one knee. And a knee lift and a hard one by Ripper Red Tyler. Taking control of this match right now. 250-some pounds across the midsection of Tomahawk Bruce Swan. Mick Karch, Ted Stevens with you with NWA All-Pro Wrestling action brought to you by West 4 Promotions. Again, Red Tyler choking Tomahawk Bruce Swan with the 8 of that top ring rope, and again the referee calls for the break, and Red Tyler in on the attack, methodically now working on Tomahawk. 2 clubbing forearms to the chest, and Tomahawk is in trouble. Side headlock now by Ripper Red out of Dallas, Texas. Or as he says, the pride of Dallas, Texas. He says he is what made Dallas famous, not the Dallas Cowboys. Well, needless to say, the man has his head in the clouds. Tomahawk Bruce Swan would like to be the man to take him out of those clouds, but right now the Tomahawk continuing to be on the receiving end of heavy punishment. And again, to that top rope, apparently assuming the best way to beat the man is to choke the life out of him. And that's exactly what Ripper Red Tyler is attempting to do here.
Ripper Red Tyler going to work right now. Tomahawk Bruce Swan at a big forearm smash. The referee starts the count, and a big knee lift, and another one. Another one. He keeps drilling those knee lifts right into the midsection of Tomahawk Bruce Swan. Bruce Swan in trouble right now as Red Tyler, the Ripper, goes to work at him.
Red Tyler lacking a bit in experience, but he certainly doesn't lack the awesome power, because he just gave Bruce Swan that Irish whip into the turnbuckle. But now the Tomahawk with a reversal. Oh, what a heavy chop right to the bridge of the nose. And Ripper Red Tyler is seeing stars with that maneuver, I'm sure. The Tomahawk is a house of fire in that ring right now. Oh, another chop. Oh, my gosh, he is a house of fire. Oh! 280 pounds, good night. Oh! Tomahawk Bruce Swan took some punishment throughout most of that match, but when push came to shove, he had enough. Came back in fiery fashion to upset the apple cart of Red Tyler. Tremendous victory for Tomahawk Bruce Swan, and Red Tyler giving us and the fans at ringside a little bit of what for. We'll be back, wrestling fans. Stay with us. Ladies and gentlemen, don't forget that next big date, October 22nd, 8 p.m. at the Winnipeg Arena. Tickets available at all select-a-seat locations. And remember, senior citizens and children under 12 admitted for half price. What a card, put together by promoter Tony Condello. Red Tyler, Ripper Red on the card against the Warrior. Also on the card, 2 of the greatest lady wrestlers coming to Winnipeg. That's 6-man tag team extravaganza. Chris Markoff, Rig the Terminator, and now the Vigilante, teaming up against Ricky Rice, Shotgun Danny Gage, and Cowboy Bill Cody. And of course, Bulldog Bob Brown renewing that war with King Kong Bruiser Brody in the lumberjack match. Wrestlers surrounding the ring, throw them back in if they should try to escape. Also on the card, I'm going to bring in this gentleman right now, one of the most popular wrestlers in the Winnipeg area. He's also a part of that big card. No opponent signed as yet. Tomahawk Bruce Swan. Bruce, I know that you're ready for just about anybody, and you are inked on that date, October 22nd.
That's right, Mick. I haven't had anybody sign their name on the dotted line on our contract to wrestle at the Winnipeg Arena. We have a lot of loudmouth guys here coming up here bragging that they can wrestle Indians or whoever in Canada, and I've yet to see somebody put their name on the dotted line.
Well, I know that you would be anxious to get a hold of Eddie Sharkey's crew or anybody. I know that you and the Warrior forming one of the greatest tag teams in the business today, certainly climbing that ladder. Does it matter to you, Bruce, if you're in a singles match or a tag team?
It doesn't really matter which match I'm in. I can handle myself well in a single, and I also do a hell of a lot better in a tag match with the Warrior.
Ladies and gentlemen, one of the most popular stars anywhere, Tomahawk Bruce Swan. He'll be a part of that big card, October 22nd at the Winnipeg Arena. We'll see you there.
Introducing first in the corner to my left, from Winnipeg at 230 pounds, Dave Moreau. Dave Moreau. His tag team partner from the White Earth Indian Reservation at 295 pounds, the Warrior. The Warrior. Their opponents now making their way into the ring. Introducing first the manager, Fast Eddie Sharkey, and the combatants first from Hell's Kitchen, New York. At 250 pounds, Rig the Terminator. The Terminator. His tag team partner from Russia at 275¼ pounds, Chris Markov. Chris Markov. Wayne Bremner is the referee, down to Mick Karch.
Here they are in the ring right now, managed by Fast Eddie Sharkey. Rig the Terminator out of Hell's Kitchen in New York, and his tag team partner, the Russian Chris Markov, in the ring with Dave Moreau and the Warrior. Should be a very, very interesting tag team match. It's always interesting and unpredictable when Eddie the Worm Sharkey is walking around ringside. Well, a nice arm drag, and a second arm drag by the Warrior, and Rig the Terminator in trouble already. Picks him up. Tremendous body slam, and now a tag to Dave Moreau. Rig is on dizzy, catches a drop kick low, but enough to send him to the canvas. Oh! Hit the back of his head right on the canvas, and Eddie Sharkey is delighting in the injury suffered by Dave Moreau. Chris Markov, clubbing forearm smash. Rig the Terminator continues the assault on Moreau. They started off quickly, but the momentum turned around, and now Sharkey's tag team of Chris Markov and Rig the Terminator are well in control of this one. Oh! Sort of a combination shoulder block and up and over maneuver there by Chris Markov, and now Dave Moreau sent sprawling to the ringside floor, not giving him a breather. Rig the Terminator continues the assault, hammers his head into the ring apron. The Warrior arrives on the scene a little bit late and gets a little lip service from Eddie Sharkey.
Well, I'll tell you, the Warrior went to work right away, didn't hesitate one little bit as he went to work at Rig and the Russian Chris Markov. But right now on the receiving end, Dave Moreau.
Rig the Terminator looks very... Wait a minute. Look at this. Terminator didn't give him a chance. He's going to assist him. Not so lightly back into the ring, where the on-waiting Chris Markov sends him right back. Oh, my heavens. He caught his midsection right on that ring apron, might have broken a rib, and then hit the ring floor. And again, look at this, ladies and gentlemen. Rig the Terminator sends him right back. And now the Warrior is on fire. Backs Markov into the turnbuckle. Irish whip. And a chop. And the Rig tried to come in from behind, and he catches a chop. The Warrior is out. Fury untamed in that ring right now. And Terminator and Markov and Eddie the Worm Sharkey have a little conference outside the ring area, asking the referee to keep the very, very irate Warrior back, give them a chance to regroup.
And Chris Markov making his way back into the ring now. Look out, the Warrior caught from behind by the Russian Chris Markov.
And you notice, Ted, as per usual, it was Eddie Sharkey distracting the Warrior that enabled Chris Markov to come in from behind with that clubbing sledgehammer blow. And now Markov with the chin lock, really putting the squeeze to the Warrior. This Markov is a tried and true veteran of professional wrestling. If there's a dirty maneuver, an underhanded trick that Chris Markov doesn't know, I'd be very, very surprised. He's done it all and seen it all in professional wrestling. And right now, the Warrior is on the receiving end of some heavy punishment by the Russian Chris Markov. Rig the Terminator, right underneath the chin, possibly the throat, with that turnbuckle action, and Rig with a heavy chop to the chest. Look at this now. Markov wraps the ring rope right around the throat of the Warrior, and Eddie Sharkey pulling on the leg. Somebody has got to get Eddie Sharkey away from ringside. The man makes me sick to my stomach with his continuous interference. Absolutely intolerable actions on the part of Eddie Sharkey.
Markoff in on the tag. They're going to double team the Warrior a little bit. Whip him into the rope and clothesline coming off those ropes.
About took his head off, and Eddie Sharkey is thrilled in the sadistic, sick manner that is only Eddie Sharkey's. And now he tells Chris Markoff, I'm not sure a microphone picked him up, he said, pop his head like a pimple. That is a sadistic individual, that Eddie Sharkey. And yet, he'll be the first one to tell you he's the greatest sportsman, the nicest guy in professional wrestling.
Right now, the Warrior on the receiving end, but not for long. He's coming back and hammers away at the Russian Chris Markoff. The Warrior gone out of his mind, and look out, here comes trouble. The Rig coming in there to help out Chris Markoff.
Referee shooing the Rig out of the ring as Dave Moreau hammering Markoff with those forearm blows on the far side of the ring. Off the ropes. Oh, a collision, and both men are down. They hit like two runaway freight trains in that ring. Moreau is on his knees. Markoff flat on his back. The referee begins the count on both. Moreau shaking the cobwebs out, trying to continue the offensive on Chris Markoff, but Markoff delivers that forearm right to the midsection, takes the wind out of the sails of Dave Moreau. Markoff picks him up. Oh, big suplex. That neck snapped, and Rig chuckles in that ring. He got a tremendous kick out of that one. Markoff back in now with the chin lock.
And fast Eddie Sharkey trying to distract the referee. Yelling at the crowd now.
Well, I don't have to tell you what the fans are yelling in the background. To say the very least, they're not being exceptionally complimentary to the Soviet Union. There's a tag. Moreau above our microphone. Markoff makes the tag to Rig the Terminator, who comes in with a fist to the midsection, runs his man to the other side of the ring, into the turnbuckle. This Rig is as tough as nails. But now a reversal. Hard. Oh!
Dave Moreau reversing it, but the Rig catching him with a clothesline off of that rope.
Well, look at this now. Look at this. The Rig in that ring. Oh, what a snap suplex. As good a snap suplex as I've seen. Give the devil his due. Moreau went over like faster than the speed of sound. He really hit that canvas. And now Rig continues the assault with another body slam. How Moreau is in one piece after the beating that he's taken, I don't know. He's fighting gamely, trying to fight back. How much can he have left?
Whipped into his corner. Is he going to make this tag? Come on, Dave. Why don't you make the tag? There it is. And in comes the Warrior. He goes to work at the ring. Hammers away at him. Whips him into the rope now. Up and over.
Oh, and now Markoff tried to interfere. Caught a chop to the side of the head. The Warrior is going wild in that ring right now. Tremendous body slam and a tag to Moreau. I don't know if Dave is sufficiently recovered at this point in time, but he catches the Rig with a hard drop kick. Short range, caught him with that drop kick, picks him up, body slam, and Moreau is obviously still in pain from the beating he took earlier in the evening, favoring that shoulder. Trying to continue the offensive on Rig. Oh! Rig tried to clothesline him, instead caught him with a side headlock and drilled him to the canvas. And now Chris Markoff in the ring.
Chris Markoff going to work at Dave Moreau. Look out. The Russian, Chris Markoff, hammering away, and Eddie Sharkey pulling the hair of Dave Moreau.
Look at that, Eddie Sharkey. You know something? Why don't they do something about this man at the ring? Eddie Sharkey, I've said it before, I'll say it again. The man is a housefly. You wait for him to land so you can crush him. But Rig the Terminator with that big knee off the ropes. That's lights out Dave Moreau. Not enough starch left to be able to kick out of that one. And your winners, Rig the Terminator, Chris Markoff, managed, if you will, by Fast Eddie Sharkey. We'll be back, wrestling fans, with more exciting action. Don't you dare go away.
wrestling fans, October 22nd, 8 p.m., the Winnipeg Arena 6-man tag team match with Cowboy Bill Cody, Ricky Rice, and Shotgun Danny Gage to meet Chris Markoff, Rig the Terminator. But that's only 2 men. Fast Eddie Sharkey, what are you going to do about a 3rd man for this 6-man?
Say, I got a real surprise for you. I got a man coming. I don't have a man coming in. I got a killer coming in. Now, you come down and see what he's like, and you're going to get the surprise of your life. As far as the rest of these guys go, well, we've already eliminated Danny Gage. That was obvious. Now, what do you think of that?
What about your tactics, ringside? Oh,
What about-
Mick Karch is here.
What does he
Mick,
want?
what have you got for us?
As a member of the NWA Rules Committee, Mr. Sharkey, you remember several weeks...
Why don't you face the camera and talk it?
You remember, please, Mr. Markoff, you remember we warned you several weeks ago about continuing to interfere in matches. This most recent episode with Shotgun Danny Gage, completely uncalled for and despicable, and you can stand there and be as smug as you want, but I'm telling you and your men here, it has cost you $10,000.
Ladies and gentlemen, how...
We kill people for $10,000.
Ladies and gentlemen, what are we going
Let
to...
me tell you one thing. Don't you forget. Nobody did it, nothing to nobody. But now, me and my crew has come in for one reason. To bury you Canadians and Americans one by one.
Ladies and gentlemen, October the 22nd, Winnipeg Arena. Get your tickets now at all select-a-seat locations. More action coming up.
Wrestling fans, stay tuned for this one. Let's go right to the ring.
This match is slated for one fall. Introducing first, in the corner to my left, from Fire Island, New York, at 260 pounds, Diamond Timothy Flowers. His tag team partner from Hollywood, California, at 235 pounds, Goldie Rogers. Their opponents, the High Rollers, introducing first, from Las Vegas, Nevada, at 240 pounds, Ace Brandon. His tag team partner from San Diego, California, at 245 pounds, Ricky Rice. Dave Goebel is our referee.
Well, wrestling fans, if you're watching this on a black and white television, I feel sorry for you because Diamond Timothy Flowers and Goldie Rogers look like they should be doing a rendition of a chorus line or something. I've never seen so many colors in one spot at one time, except when my little boy gets into the finger paints. This is incredible. And on the opposite side of the ring, they're going to be meeting some stiff competition in the form of the High Rollers, Ace Brandon and Ricky Rice. This is going to be something else again.
Timothy Flowers quite psychedelic tonight in his dressed up combination of reds, whites, blues, greens, and yellows.
Diamond Timothy Flowers already getting the action underway from behind, and Goldie Rogers assisting in the attack on the High Rollers. I'll tell you something, Ted. I've seen Diamond Timothy Flowers. He's headlined all over the United States. He is as tough as they come. Oh, what a reversal! What a reversal! And the High Rollers turn things around, and Goldie Rogers comes to visit his tag team partner, Diamond Timothy, on the ring. And we have a little mutual condolence session outside on the concrete floor.
Right now, it's Timothy Flowers against one half of the High Rollers, Ricky Rice.
You know, Ted, it's Diamond Timothy Flowers the third, if you will. And looking at this character in the ring and the garb that he came in the ring with, can you imagine what the first two look like? And God only knows what the fourth Diamond Timothy Flowers will look like. Hard into the turnbuckle, up and over, courtesy of a backdrop by Ricky Rice. And look at Diamond Timothy. He's calling for a timeout. He thinks he's in a football game. Sorry, pal, there's no timeout in professional wrestling. It's bone against bone right from the opening bell. And Mr. Flowers is finding out in no uncertain terms that the High Rollers mean business.
Ricky Rice and Timothy Flowers locking up right now in the corner Ricky Rice. Moved out of the way.
I don't know how long Mr. Flowers and Mr. Rogers have teamed up, but there was no continuity on that forearm that Diamond Timothy delivered to his own tag team partner, who then was arm dragged into oblivion by the High Rollers. I don't think that Mr. Flowers and Mr. Rogers, the chorus line of professional wrestling, exactly have their act together in the ring right now.
Timothy Flowers going to do battle now with Ricky Rice, one half of the High Rollers. Ricky Rice with an arm drag takedown.
Wherever you go in professional wrestling these days, Ted, they're talking about the High Rollers. They're exciting, they're fast, they have tremendous high-flying aerial maneuvers in that ring, and they obviously have their sights set on tag team championships. So far, no team has been able to derail their train, and they show no signs of letting up. Ace Brandon in the ring now. That arm of Timothy Flowers made a very, very inviting target, and the Ace delivered an elbow to the tricep area. But now, Timothy Flowers with a rake of the eyes and the tag to the very strange-looking Goldie Rogers. Those tights of Goldie Rogers look like something that, well, maybe a set of drapes. Perhaps there's some old woman somewhere right now that has a street light shining into her house because her drapes have been stolen. We can tell you where they are, ma'am. They're right here.
Tell you the truth, I used to have a comforter look the same. As right now, the comforter covering. Ace Brandon trying to make the tag to Ricky Rice. No such luck.
This Goldie Rogers is making very unusual noises in the ring. I don't know if he's in pain, if he's relishing what he's doing, if he's masochistic, sadistic, if he's got gas pains, or what his problem is. But that is a very unusual grunting sound emanating from Mr. Goldie Rogers. Ricky Rice imploring his partner, who does do a quick reversal, but there's a yank of the hair. The referee had to see that. I believe he did. He started to call for the break and then stopped. I don't know if Mr. Rogers denied the maneuver or what, but Diamond Timothy with a boot to the ribs and then a fist to the ribs. And Ace Brandon is in trouble right now.
As Timothy Flowers goes to work at one half of the High Rollers, Ace Brandon. Referee asking Ace Brandon if he wants to give up. No way. And a big knee drop across the arm of Ace Brandon.
We've seen this High Roller combination in some very, very titanic struggles with the top tag teams in Canada, the United States. And whether you're in Winnipeg, Brandon, Minneapolis, Chicago, no matter where you are, when you get a chance to see the High Rollers, come out and see them. They are one of the most exciting and flashiest young tag teams in wrestling today. Goldie Rogers makes the tag, and in the ring he comes. Diamond Timothy Flowers whips Ace Brandon into the ropes and a double elbow. Sends the Ace crashing to the canvas. Rogers in for a cover. Count of 1 and 2. Oh! A 2.5 count there. That would have been quite an upset, as Ace Brandon almost bought the farm here against Goldie Rogers.
Right now, Goldie Rogers goes to work at Ace Brandon, raked him across the eyes. Ace Brandon doesn't know where he is right now.
You know,
Goldie Rogers hammering the head of Ace Brandon into the turnbuckle.
This Goldie Rogers is tough. Don't sell him short, and certainly don't sell Diamond Timothy Flowers short. They are a rough, rugged combination. And obviously, they have more than one dirty trick in their arsenal, as a slingshot off the top rope sends Ace Brandon to the canvas holding that throat. He won't be talking for a while.
Notice how this tag team of Timothy Flowers and Goldie Rogers, they like to distract the referee while the other just goes to work at their opponent.
Well, they're devious, Ted. There's no getting around it. And Ace Brandon is rocking and reeling in the ring right now, as Diamond Timothy, 260 pounds from Fire Island, New York, of all places, delivers an elbow. He's in for the cover. Referee down for the count of 1 and 2. Not quite 3.
Kick out by Ace Brandon. But Timothy Flowers goes to work on that arm. And by now that arm should be as numb can be.
Ace Brandon has been taking quite a pounding in that ring for the past several minutes. And Ricky Rice, his tag team partner on the outside, really imploring his tag team partner to get over and make the tag. He's loaded for bear. He'd like a piece of Mr. Flowers or Mr. Rogers. I can't get over those tights that Goldie Rogers is wearing. Every time I look over at him, I got to rub my eyes. It's like I'm looking at a test pattern. But the man can wrestle, make no mistake about it. And now Ace Brandon firing back. Finally, the Ace unloads, and there's the tag. And Ricky Rice in the ring right now, and he is ready to go. Quick body slam, and down to the canvas goes Diamond Timothy. Goldie Rogers, and a drop kick now. As one half of the high rollers, the Ace picks up Timothy Flowers. Another crushing body slam.
Ace Brandon in on the tag now. Timothy Flowers. Oh, what a big surprise couch to the eyes.
I thought Diamond Timothy was ready to be had there, but he caught Ace Brandon with a thumb right in the eye, and now he holds him there for that backbreaker, and now Goldie Rogers from the top rope with an elbow to the chest as Ace Brandon was being held in that backbreaker position by Diamond Timothy Flowers. The referee distracted. Had his hands full with Ricky Rice and didn't see that maneuver, and now again, the Ace is in big trouble. Mick Karch, Ted Stevens with you at ringside. This is tremendous wrestling action, as always, presented to you by the NWA, National Wrestling Alliance, and West 4 Wrestling Promotions. Wait a minute, we got the signal from the bell. They were caught that time. That time the referee turned around in time to see Diamond Timothy coming off those ropes. And by disqualification, the High Rollers are victorious over Diamond Timothy Flowers and Goldie Rogers. They tried it once and got away with it. The second time, the referee in position to make the call. We've got the disqualification. Ace Brandon, Ricky Rice, the High Rollers, your winners on NWA Wrestling. We're coming right back. Wrestling fans, October 22nd is the date. It's vendetta time at the Winnipeg Arena. I would like to bring out right now Ricky Rice, Bill Cody, and Shotgun Danny Gage. On that date, it is D-Day when they tangle with Eddie Sharkey's men, Rig the Terminator, Chris Markoff, and as yet an unnamed third partner, and Ricky Rice. I know how badly you want this match.
Mick, let me tell you something. We witnessed another one of Eddie Sharkey's brutal moments in the ring tonight. He got a friend of mine and a partner, Monroe Gage, down on the ground. They stomped him. They beat his head in the ring post. And I'm thoroughly upset about this. Eddie Sharkey hasn't seen the last of me and Monroe Gage and Bill Cody. And they're gonna have one heck of a match on their hands that night.
Bill Cody, I know Eddie Sharkey is no stranger to you, and I know, too, that you are itching to get your hands on all of his men.
Yes, I am. What he did to my friend here, Shotgun, he split his head right open. But come October the 22nd at the Winnipeg Arena, there's going to be 3 against 3, and we're going to play fire with fire.
Danny Gage, I've been around wrestling for many years. I've never seen anything like we saw when you were run into the ring post not once but twice by Eddie Sharkey's crew. Are you ready for this one? I guess I don't have to ask you that.
Sure am. Come the 22nd, Terminator and Weasel, if you put your nose in there, you're going down also.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is D-Day, 8 p.m. at the Winnipeg Arena, October 22nd, 6-man tag team war. Don't miss it. The hottest new tag teams in all of professional wrestling, and believe it or not, they call themselves the Beautiful Blondes, Diamond Timothy Flowers III and Goldie Rogers.
You know, you stand here in your $29.99 drip dry suit, your Shino vinyl shoes, you bought at some cheap Salvation Army, and your little clip-on like the little boy going to first grade. You got a bunch of Indians standing out here, fat slob drunks. You got a guy that thinks he's a cowboy, Cody. What is this? What is he? You got this other idiot out here saying he's heard that the Russian Markov and the Terminator and Sharky, big plan to put them out of wrestling. I don't think it's gonna take much. But it's nothing compared to what you're gonna see from the beautiful blondes, Diamond Timothy Flowers and Goldie Rogers, because we have conquered different parts of Canada before, and Winnipeg is just the next step. Tell them, Golden Baby.
Just a stepping stone, Jack, just a stepping stone. We come here for some competition, and we're looking for it. Hey, bring your drunken Indians, bring in your cowboys, bring them all, sign it all on the dotted line. Sign your life away, Jack, that's the end.
Ladies and gentlemen, the beautiful blondes, they will be a force to be reckoned with in professional wrestling.
You better say good things about me.
We'll be right back right after this.
Bring your suits with you, too, Jack.